In the world of online poker, literally millions of people are playing every single day. But behind all those digital cards and chips, there's this hidden war being fought for the very soul of the game, its integrity. It is an absolutely high-stakes battle between security and fraud, and believe me, we're about to see just how deep this thing really goes.
So, to really get a grip on the stakes here, you just have to look at the numbers. We're talking about a $30 billion industry. Yeah, billion with a B. Now, a prize that big, it doesn't just attract the best players. Oh no. It becomes a massive, glowing target for some of the most sophisticated fraudsters on the planet.
And that, right there, brings us to the big question, the one that keeps honest players up at night. When you're sitting at that digital table, you're all in with a massive pot on the line. Can you actually be sure the game is fair? It's that single question that fuels this whole high-tech war between players, the platforms, and, of course, the cheaters trying to rig the entire system.
All right, first up, let's peek inside the cheaters' secret playbook. How in the world are they getting this unfair edge? Well, their methods are kind of fascinating. They range from these old school tricks that have just been updated for the internet, all the way to some seriously bleeding edge tech.
Okay, so the oldest trick in the book, the one that's been around forever, is collusion. It's pretty simple, really. It's when two or more players at the same table are secretly working as a team. Now, in a game that is all about every player for themselves, well, this just completely shatters the balance of the game.
And these guys have some pretty specific tactics designed to just break the game. You've got chip dumping, where one player basically just throws hands on purpose to feed chips to their buddy. Then there's whipsawing. This is where two partners start raising the bets against each other, trapping you, the honest player, right in the middle, and pretty much forcing you to fold. And soft play. That one's a bit sneakier. It's when a colluder just doesn't bet or raise against their partner when they totally should, basically protecting their friend's chips.
But, collusion is really just the beginning. The truly modern, high-tech threat is something called real-time assistance, or RTA. Just imagine this for a second. You have a supercomputer whispering the mathematically perfect move in your ear for every single hand. That's RTA. It completely demolishes the spirit of the game because it replaces actual human skill, psychology and gut feelings with just flawless, cold, artificial perfection.
So, faced with all these threats, the platforms themselves, the house, you could say, they're not just sitting back. They are fighting back. And they've got their own advanced arsenal. This, my friends, is where it becomes a true digital arms race. Sometimes the biggest dangers are hiding right in plain sight. I mean, take a simple software update. We see them all the time, right? It looks totally harmless, just a routine thing you do when you open the game. But here's the thing. Cybercriminals are absolute masters at exploiting these totally normal, everyday processes. And here's where it gets really scary. If that update process isn't locked down tight over an encrypted connection, it can be hijacked. An attacker can literally jump in the middle, intercept it, and then inject malicious code right onto a player's computer. And just like that, their whole system and the game itself is completely compromised. So, to fight all this, the poker sites have this whole multi-layered security playbook. Their AI is constantly crunching millions and millions of hands, looking for players whose decisions are just a little too perfect, almost inhuman. The game client itself is actively scanning your computer for any unauthorized programs running in the background. They also rely on you, the players, to report suspicious stuff. And get this, they even run these digital sting operations using what they call honeypot games. On top of all that, they even work with their competitors, sharing ban lists to track cheaters across the entire industry.
And really, at the very heart of this whole defense system is AI. It's basically the new sheriff at the digital poker table. It's been trained on these gigantic data sets of both legit and fraudulent play, so these AI models are constantly getting smarter, learning to spot those tiny little patterns that separate a truly skilled human from a cheating machine. Okay, so what actually happens when all these systems work and a cheater gets busted? Let me tell you, the consequences are, well, they're not just a slap on the wrist. We're talking severe, far-reaching penalties designed to make anyone think twice.
Let's take a look at a real-world case. Back in 2020, GG Poker, which is one of the biggest platforms out there, launched this absolutely massive crackdown. They went after players they had confirmed were using that real-time assistance software. And this wasn't just a handful of accounts. This was a huge, sweeping action.
And the financial hit? It was staggering. GG Poker confiscated over $1.1 million from the cheaters' accounts. All that money, their entire bankrolls, poof, gone. It was seized and then given back to the players who'd been cheated.
But honestly, the damage goes way beyond just the money. Once you're caught, your reputation is just toast. Your name gets plastered on industry blacklists, on poker forums. I mean, for a professional player, that is a career-ending event. Because in this game, your trust and your integrity, that's everything.
So yeah, the price of cheating is incredibly steep. You're not just looking at a permanent ban and having all your money taken away. You are blacklisted across the entire industry. You can forget about sponsorships or any kind of affiliate deals, and you could even be facing actual legal action for digital fraud. The risks are just immense.
So this whole back and forth, it raises some really fascinating questions about the future of online poker and really competitive gaming in general. Where does this insane high-stakes game of cat and mouse go from here?
The simple truth? This is a digital arms race, and there is no finish line. I mean, every single time the platforms come up with a smarter way to detect cheating, the cheaters are already hard at work trying to figure out a way around it. It is just this continuous cycle of innovation on both sides of the fight. And when you get right down to it, the industry's goal isn't just about punishing people. It's about survival. That entire $30 billion ecosystem we talked about, it all rests on one single thing: player trust. Because if players start to believe they don't have a fair shot, they're just going to walk away. So this whole fight against fraud, it's really a fight to preserve the very spirit of the game. And all of this leaves us with one last, kind of mind-bending question. We are heading full steam into a future where AI can both play the game perfectly and detect cheating perfectly. So in that world, who's the ultimate winner? Is it human skill, the always improving cheating software, or is it the all-seeing algorithms that are designed to tell them apart? The game is far from over.
That's all I can show in public. The rest isn't for everyone. Watch the full video and get a real look behind the scenes of private poker clubs on my Patreon. Link below.